So I think the way this gun's designed to be fired, y'all bear with me. So we're out. What's going on, guys? You're watching The Hungry Handgunner. I am Nick, and yes, I am fresh back from the Gundies in Texas. So part one on that whole experience is already up, so feel free to check that out. Part two, there might even end up being a part three, but I'm going to try to condense it all into part two. Part two is going to be a lot more detailed. Part one was just kind of a overview and kind of montage, if you will, of all the things that went on. Part two is going to be more detailed, kind of more vlog style, so I know I don't do that a lot, which is why I wanted to make it more of a standalone video. So if you want to see more random stuff from the trip to and from, yes, I drove out there 1,200 miles-ish out there, one-day event, 1,200 miles back. So very cool, very unique experience in that regard. I've never done a road trip of that magnitude on that tight of a time frame by myself. So there is that learning experience all the way around. But today, I guess this is going to be one of the first videos where I need to apologize for not making the video and also apologize for what I'm about to say. So about a year ago, a little less than a year actually, when COVID was taking off and we first started seeing some of the bigger waves of panic buyers out there running out there and getting a gun, it was going to be the end of the world, which I know results pending on that, but I figured, hey, I'll make kind of a little way to navigate. And I did an AR versus AK video, and a lot of people have asked, where's the AK? Can't find a video on the AK. Did you get rid of it? I don't have any videos on the AK. And part of my reasoning for that is the internet being what it is. I knew no matter what opinion I gave on it, people were going to get upset. I also was a little bit wary because I didn't have that much knowledge on the AK, and I really didn't want to make a video with something that I hadn't really shot that much. And then I remember there's a YouTuber that, oh yeah, he makes videos all the time on guns that he doesn't really shoot, and sometimes pretty ignorant opinions. So hat tip to Yankee Marshall there. Anyway, so yeah, as a channel that does a lot of shooting, I wanted to kind of get more mileage through the gun. So I have that mileage. And today, let's discuss. So here we have what some may refer to as the pinnacle of firearms design, the most proven and awesome and desirable weapon ever known to man. It is clear. One of the, you like how I have to flip the safety? Yeah, anyway. Just the best gun that it's ever been designed. It's just phenomenal. It offers unparalleled reliability, unless you get it muddy. It offers excellent accuracy. 25 yards. It's just robust. It's designed so that every child soldier in the freaking world can learn how to use it. It feels like the ergonomics, I think it's made for child soldiers. But anyway, here we have an AK-47 variant. Now this is a Romanian WASR 1063, and if I can decipher the roll marks okay, we're looking like a 1972 manufacturer. I don't know, maybe wrong there, or at least that part of it could be wrong there. So amidst all this stamped metal and stuff, we have a rifle, and we're going to talk about it. First, we're going to shoot it. Now to begin with, we are going to shoot it using an actual metal magazine, and I say that because I have polymer magazines. You know what this gun doesn't really like? Polymer magazines. You know that I had to take a Dremel tool to my PMag polymer magazines to get them to work? Food for thought. Anyway, let's shoot it a little bit. Hadn't shot it in a bit. Alright, so here we go. We got a magazine with some of the, you gotta rock the mag. Yeah, anyway, got a magazine with some of the most high quality steel case stuff I can find. And then, oh yeah, if you're gonna charge it, you gotta, there we go. Make sure you flip the safety down. Safety is this little spoon. I guess it's a transform spoon, I should say, that moves up and down. So yeah, let's have a, yeah. Let's see here. Oh wow, the earth shattered. All the power there. Alright. A little bit more recoil than the wimpy 5.56 round. So I think the way this gun's designed to be fired, y'all bear with me. So we're out. Get the little polymer. Oh, that's the easiest of PMAG's gone in this gun. Alright. Those are really the two ways to shoot the AK, from what I've seen. So, let's discuss. So, the rifle is clear. Alright. I do have some actual well-founded gripes against this gun. And yes, I know that parts are interchangeable. The problem is the process of changing parts out, and also the fact that, well, I'm kind of a believer that you shouldn't have to, just to make something usable. So, preference, fine. The way it comes should work for whatever purpose that you're buying the gun for. So, a gun like this, you could argue, would be a defensive firearm right off the bat. There's just a lot that doesn't recommend it. They're very short length of pull here. I don't like that. The grip itself, not really big enough for me to do much with there. The wood, I don't really care. The wood doesn't bother me. And then you have things like the sights. They work fine, but they are not as fast as a red dot. And the issue becomes when you start wanting to put red dots and things on guns like this. So that can be quite a challenge. Now, one thing I also did want to show you guys. You see on the magazine, it's got some like Dremel marks, and yeah, that's what I had to do to get this PMAG to work. And it works. Feeds fine. You guys saw it, 60 rounds. Fed fine. These metal rags, I've had better luck with those. And if I was going to grab this rifle for any sort of real purpose, that's what I would use. The other thing, for those who aren't familiar, keep going off camera here, AKs have a lip on the front. You're going to have to hook that in there, pivot the mag up, and it locks into place. To unload the rifle, you actually have a thumb paddle release here. So the good news is you could keep a firing hand here, but you actually, there is no hit a button and it drops free, or hit a button and you might have to snag it. You actually have to pull the mag out. Don't like that. So yes, there are people who have gotten very proficient at doing that. I feel like it's so counterintuitive compared to the overwhelming majority of firearms on the market. I don't know how much sense it makes to practice with something that is not that common in terms of magazine and reloading, things like that. The round itself that it uses, 7.62x39, I can't gripe on that round. I like that round a lot. And I even enjoy shooting this. Ow, it's freaking hot. 60 rounds later. This thing does burn. The metal parts on here get warm. This gun is fun to shoot. There's no debating that. But I'm going to lean towards my AR-15. And I do feel like these get pitted against each other. AK-47 variants against AR-15s. And I feel like they're really two totally different guns. If you want an AR, get an AR. If you want one of these, then I guess get one. But they are outdated and quite frankly obsolete the way they work. By obsolete, I don't mean useless. I don't mean they won't work. I mean there are better options that have come to market. So that being said, am I getting rid of this? Hell no. It was my dad's, so there's sentimental value. and even beyond that, it is fun to shoot. I just don't get it out a lot because anytime I spend with a carbine like this, I'm going to probably spend with my AR-15. So if you want one of these and you're leaning towards this as your go-to defensive carbine, a lot of people go for guns like this because they are iconic, and I get that. That's kind of like dating a blonde with borderline personality disorders and a host of debt issues and things like that. Maybe even drug addiction, but you can say you're dating a blonde, right? Is it worth the trouble? I don't think so. As a defensive firearm, again, if you want one of these for fun, that's a completely different conversation. So the 7.62x39 round, very capable round. AK-47 variant, very capable rifle if you're firing for volume. No. In all seriousness, guys, this is a fun gun, and I know right now you may be looking at getting something fun. You may not. My gun purchases have slowed down. But if you are, there is a number of channels that cater more towards which ones to get, which ones to stay away from, things like that. I would urge you guys to check out Brandon Herrera. He is the AK guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Gundies. Very cool dude. It was actually him that told me, you know what, dude, just go ahead and make a video on it. Nobody's really going to beat you up too bad. If you don't claim to know everything, they can't expect you to know everything, right? So there is that. But yes, I do have an AK-47. Yes, it is fun to shoot. No, I do not look at this as any kind of rifle for anything more serious than what I was just shooting. Normally, mag dumps. So, guys, stay safe. Keep shooting. If you're looking at an AK, make damn sure you learn how to run it, because they were definitely challenging to run compared to things like AR-15s. So, there is that. And I'll see you guys next time.